What is an iceberg? I've never seen such a big hunk of ice. What is it? It's an iceberg. Did you say ice cream? Iceberg. What is an iceberg? Let's ask the penguins who live there. They can show you where an iceberg comes from. Then you'll know what it is. Can you tell Christopher about an iceberg? Sure, I'll use our globe. I have marked the North Pole with an X. At the opposite end is the South Pole. It is very cold at the North and South Poles. The snow piles up on the land. It gets thicker and thicker. Even in summer, it stays cold. It does not get warm enough for the snow to melt. Yes, over the years, the thick snow turns into ice. This large chunk of ice and snow is called a glacier. Let's say it together. Glacier. 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 As the glacier gets bigger and bigger, it moves forward. The weight of all the ice and the snow causes it to move. The top layers move over the heavier bottom layers. It's moving. The glacier moves very slowly, too slowly for you to see. As it moves, the heavy ice digs up rocks and boulders. The glacier pushes anything in its way. The glacier moves over the land to the ocean. There, large pieces of the glacier are pushed out into the water. When these pieces break off, they become icebergs. Look at that big one. The ice can cause big waves as it drops into the ocean. As it breaks, it can sound like very loud thunder. Some of the largest icebergs are found here at the South Pole. We know of one that was miles and miles long. That's really big. Interesting. The icebergs float far out into the oceans. They float to places that are warmer. Then the icebergs break up into smaller pieces. The further the iceberg pieces float, the warmer the weather gets. The warm weather causes the small chunks to melt. Now, let's look closely at an iceberg. The part we see floating above the water is the smallest part. The biggest part is under the water. People have said that icebergs look like mountain towers or castles. Icebergs are very beautiful sights. Solid ice down here. Don't bump into this. Icebergs can also be very dangerous. Ships that sail the ocean must watch for icebergs. A ship might easily sink if it hits an iceberg. Special people on big ships look for icebergs. They let others know where the icebergs are. And now you know, icebergs are large chunks of ice that have broken off from glaciers. The icebergs make interesting and beautiful shapes in the ocean, but they can be dangerous too. So that's what an iceberg is.